Good morning, everybody. Or as we say in Texas, morning, y'all. Welcome, everyone, to the Daily Market Commentary. I am your host, Chuck Fulkerson. Hope everybody had a great trading day yesterday. For those of you new to the channel, make sure that you click that little subscribe button down below so that you can get the updates as they come out. We look at the same 10 to 12 futures markets every day, identifying potential breakout trades and turning points. But the most important rule is we leave the lines on the chart. That way you can see how trades develop over time from an educational perspective. So let's go ahead and dive right in. First of all, I want to start with the S&P. So yesterday we had talked about, the fact that we had broken below this breakout line that we had, and said you're not getting much of a follow through from there. So manage your stops tightly and effectively, and it came right back up to the origin of that drop. So we actually came back to the origin of that drop, which is right here, and we have started to move down from there. We don't really have, this isn't a really great, stopping point. So I would be okay if somebody is still short from this this move right here, as the origin of that drop is still very much in play. If you're not short at the moment, this sideways chop that we're getting through here, this is what's stopping us from going any further low, is this little sideways fair price area right here, which was right around the open yesterday. Anytime it's something around the open, it's going to have a bit more power, a bit more holding power, if you will. But we touched it once and popped out of it. We've touched it again, and we're chopping around. So what this tells me is that if we're unable to pop out of here, then this is a fairly weak area. So I would be not opposed to somebody taking a short below this consolidation area that we have built. Now, technically, that's still inside of this 60-minute zone. So you may want to wait until this 60-minute area has been broken. But I would be perfectly all right if somebody said, you know what, I'm going to take a flyer there at 27.13 or so and get short at about 27.13, because that's going to get me into the position on a breakout trade. And then you may wind up holding this thing for today and most of tomorrow with a fair limited risk. Your stop would be somewhere up above here, so 7 or 8 points worth of risk. Now it depends on your risk tolerance as to see if that's something that you'd be willing to do. If not, maybe take a look at it in the Nasdaq. Now the Nasdaq also popped back up to the origin of our original drop, which is right here. So the Nasdaq popped back up to the origin of the original drop. We have fallen. We've now come back into an area that is acting as kind of a holding, where we had these this fair price value area. So if you wanted to short the Nasdaq, you could do that one as well. Nasdaq has been a bit stronger than the S&P, so you may not want to short the Nasdaq, but it definitely leaves itself open for a potential short. Now we are sitting right on an area that you could consider the bottom of a trend line, right? 1, 2, 3 points to confirm a trend, but we've just crossed kind of through there. So all in all, I'm looking more to reactive breakout style today than I am anything else. If we do fall and break down from here, you may get a little bit of a reversal right through here, right here around the open from last week on Wednesday. You've got this area down here as a potential stopping point and reversal, although it was tested. This is kind of a reaction to this area over here to the left, so it doesn't make this a super strong area. So we may want to convert that to the dashed line style of a trade, just because it's not its own authentic accumulation of orders. It's probably a reaction to some of these orders that were left over from back here. So looking next at crude oil. Crude oil keeps marching up. We've crossed over that $72 a barrel mark. We were able to, we bounced off of it twice, and we were able to pop right there through it. So let's see if that now acts as a level of support. So going forward, there may be an opportunity to re-enter this thing on a bit of a pullback. Now, I wouldn't be opposed if you're already long. And why would you already be long? So you'd already be long because you took a breakout trade above these highs, right? If it hit here once and bounced down, hit again and bounced down, and you just got long above the 72, there's nothing wrong with being long at that area. I do think, though, that you could get a retest opportunity coming back into this area here. So if we do get a pullback into this region, you may get another retest opportunity through here. I'm going to switch this to the dashed line simply to make sure that let's let price come into here and then get long as it comes back out. We've seen some fairly strong moves in oil that have gone through some of the levels, so I'd rather have this as a dashed line, a little bit more conservative entry. Gold is continuing that strong move down. We don't have anything until this reversal point down in here. Nothing up here really screams, get back in and get short up above us. So I'm going to leave gold as it is for today. Looking at our bond position, so on our bond trade, we had the breakout short below this blue line. It's continuing its move down. If you missed the short, you have a little reversal right in here just above us that price may reach to a little bit later today. Now, this was formed in the late morning yesterday, so you might be a little bit more cautious and take it as a tighter area. And the stronger move we get up into here, the better that reversal chance is going to be as a possibility. The Aussie, still below our breakout area in the Aussie. I will say this, and I think I talked a little bit about this yesterday. This could become a breakout long opportunity above this price here. So it really depends on what it looks like as it approaches that area. I'm going to leave it be at the moment. Nothing really I want to add to that. I will say, though, that we are on the hourly chart, a pretty decent upward trend in a trend channel, right? And you think of a trend channel as wholesale and retail. We've come back to a wholesale price in this trend channel movement. Going to the euro, we still have our reversal up above and our reversal down below. So nothing really to add on the euro, as well as the Canadian. Nothing I want to put on either one of those going forward. Last but certainly not least, let's take a look at the Great British Pound and the Japanese Yen. So the Great British Pound, we had the breakout around this blue line, and it's really just doing some hovering. There's not a whole lot happening. We had the breakout short, talked about moving the stop to break even, and now it's just hovering around this blue line. So we're going to remove this completely. Not a whole lot going on here. To me, that's kind of a break-even style of trade. If you want to get short and you believe in the short, there's a little opportunity up here, which is easier to see on the 15-minute chart. If you really want to, you can tighten it up a bit to this region here, but now we're going down to the 15-minute time period. So we have to change our color because, remember, anytime we go to that 15-minute time period, we take on a little bit more risk. Okay, so there is our Great British Pound area. Looking also at nat gas as well as copper. Copper's nowhere even close, and nat gas really has just been, aside from this gigantic, thrust that we had higher, not a whole lot of movement in here that I would look at strong reversal opportunities. We've seen it drop over the last couple of days from this 864 area. I think that we could get a breakdown below this region right here if that's someplace that you wanted to pay attention to and look. So I'm going to just tell everyone, follow your plan, right? No matter what your plan is, make sure that you have one and follow it. I think that there's opportunity going to be out there every day, but there's no reason, there's nothing written that says you have to trade today. What you have to do is to follow your plan. So with that being said, everybody, I'm going to turn this thing off for the day. If you've got any questions, please feel free to send me an email, chuck@iiefinancial.com, and I will see you all tomorrow. Thanks.